Oh, there's my mic. Oh, I'm not prepared. Uh, oh, should probably turn off the air conditioning. Ugh. And scooch on over. Well, howdy. um, so when a couple of days ago, when I built my fancy lightsaber, they didn't have all the colors that you could buy. You couldn't buy a green one or a blue one or a red one, but they had plenty of purple, yellow, and white. So I went in there again today, and here we go. They have the red ones. These were, oh, how much were they? About $15. And what they do is they change the color of your lightsaber. So I thought while people are trying to get into the room or are slow to get in, I am going to try to change this out because I haven't done this yet. I think I undo this part of the hilt first. I don't think I need to take it off all the way. I just need to, these parts right here, they spin. And this middle part is supposed to unclamp. Right now it's still working. Let's see. Well, there goes that. Okay. See, it all kind of comes apart like that. Let's see. And this just snapped on from what I remember. Oop, that's a lamp. There we go. So right now I've got the blue one in there. Do I need to take off both pieces? I think I need to take off both pieces. Gonna pop this thing out. And pop in a red one and see what it looks like. I imagine it's gonna look red. Oh, you hear that? Oh, this thing's so cool. I'm such a nerd. Okay. Okay. Oh. We didn't see or hear any of that. Nothing happened. Okay. Gonna tighten this back up. Maybe. As I hit the lamp again. Huh. Well, I'll figure it out later. But in the meantime, I'm going to want to turn off the lights, aren't I? Yeah, I am. Okay, let me undo myself. Boop. Okay. So they do have distinct sounds that they make. I think this is actually Darth Vader's lightsaber. It's either that or Kylo Ren's. I could be mistaken though. Anyway, I had to share that. Let me crank on the light again. You don't get how cool that is. Anyway, so that's not why I wanted to live stream tonight necessarily. Anyway, I want to tell you my past couple of days. I think the last time I had the stream was my first full day at Disney. So let's see. Yesterday and today. Yesterday, I woke up and I went to the park early. I went to the park around 8. And this hotel has a weird shuttle system. They'll shuttle you to and from the park for free. They have a schedule, which is fine. But they don't run the bus between 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock. So the last bus leaves here at 11, and the first bus that comes back is at 5. So you have to determine what you're planning on doing that day. Otherwise, you can always Uber it or get a Lyft or something, but I don't know. So yesterday I went from 7 to 11, spent the first half of the day in Disneyland. I went on the Millennium Falcon ride that they have there. It's not really a ride, it's more like a 6-player video game motion ride. Think of it as Star Tours, but with interactability. Yeah, that's about it. Which is fine. It's an okay ride, but what I've come to realize is that the amount of joy that you get from the ride is purely dependent on how well the other people do. Because it's an interactive ride. Because it's an interactive ride, you can do poorly on it and can get a different score, a different outcome, or whatever. Or you can do pretty awesome at it and you get a more rare outcome, whatever. Going by yourself, you get paired with either some people that know what they're doing, or like today with my last ride that I went on, it was a family of 5, so I was the odd man out. And I don't think they spoke that well of English. I think they may have been from the Philippines. No, not the Philippines. I don't know where they were from, but it didn't seem like that they were, like the dad had to translate a lot for him. So anyway, so I knew immediately, like, oh no, this is not good, because it's a mom and a dad and 3 little kids. And it's not like the video game playing age of little kids, it's more like the, hey, shiny buttons little kids. And I'm like, oh, great. So they have 3 different positions. 2 people share the responsibility. So you have 2 pilots, you have 2 gunners, which shoot, and 2 engineers. Engineers, you basically hit buttons. Hey, the light came on that button, hit it. You're doing your job. Gunners just hit one button continuously over and over and over again and fire a missile at some point. And the pilots actually steer the Millennium Falcon. Like, the left one controls left and right, and the right pilot controls up and down. So it's a little cumbersome, and to have little kids be your pilots, it wasn't good. Even mom was on one of the gunners, and it was about like 10 seconds after the starting of a like, hey, shoot this thing message, and she didn't respond. I just kind of tapped her on the shoulder. I'm like, button. And she started pressing it. She's like, oh, button. So it's a fun ride, or whatever you want to call it. It's not their e-ticket ride, their fancy ride for the park, or for that section of the park. That's going to be Rise of the Resistance, which doesn't open until next year. But I also bought one of these. It's a Coca-Cola that looks like a thermal detonator. And I've heard that TSA doesn't like these. I'm going to try to get it through. I'm going to drink the liquids out of it first, because I know they don't like to have liquids of any sort on the plane. But maybe if I hand check this and just, I don't know. I think this thing looks pretty cool though. It was $6. Oh, that's not the most outrageous thing. Let me show you my most outrageous purchase. Advil, some ibuprofen. This thing has 24 tablets, and guess how much 24 ibuprofen cost me in Disneyland California Adventure last night? 24 tablets. $5? No. I think 24 tablets retails here in America for probably about $4 for the name brand. But no, not $5. $6? I mean, you're going in the right direction. $12. No, okay, it wasn't $12. Would you believe that 24 Advil in California Adventure cost me $8? As soon as I just asked, I just went to one of the shops there, and I'm just like, hey, do you know anywhere where I can get some Advil or buy some Advil or something? And she just said, oh, what did you want, Advil or Tylenol? I'm like, Advil? And she pulls it out, and when she says $8, I just look at her and say, well, you got me. When you need it, like the extra couple bucks, yeah, I'm okay with paying that if you need it. But that's been basically the story of the last couple of days. I've been getting dehydrated, and my legs have been cramping, which isn't good. So I've been having to buy some Gatorade, fill it up with water before I go down. I have to keep hydrated, which has been fine. Today was relatively okay. I learned to pace myself a little better. But on the way back, like, it was a struggle to get back to the shuttle today. Just having to, like, your legs don't want to move. And it sucks because I want to move them, but my legs are like, no. You're just going to walk like an old man throughout the park. Oh, well, whatever. It is what it is. Oh, I tried a Mickey Mouse shaped beignet earlier today. I have no idea. I had no idea what a beignet was. It looked like a little donut thing. And this one's a crumpled up Mickey Mouse had pumpkin spice beignet. And if you want to know what a beignet tastes like, think of a donut, but not as fluffy. That's a beignet. I mean, I'm sure that they could be made other ways. I've heard people actually refer to them as being really fluffy, but this one wasn't. It was, I wouldn't say doughy, because it wasn't underdone. It was cooked, but it felt thick, but not like cake donut thick. Anyway, whatever. Oh, what else did I do? So yesterday I spent mainly in California Adventure. I only rode 2 rides, though. I went to the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, which I thought that ride is fantastic. It's a really cool ride. The only downside is that there's no single rider line. And when I went, there was no fast pass, and I'm like, crap. So I waited an hour. I think it said 80 minutes, so what, 120, an hour and 20 minutes for that ride. It was fun. I'm going to ride it again tomorrow. Tomorrow only California Adventure is open, so I don't know if that means that no one will show up because no one wants to go when you can only go to one park, or that it's only one park's open, so it's going to be super crowded. I don't know what it's going to be like, but even if it's like super duper crowded, I'll still go. But man, my legs, thinking about going at 11, just sleeping in a little bit. Don't know. I also rode the Cars ride. I don't know what they call it. We'll just call it Cars ride. And that was pretty fun. It was kind of a cross between a dark ride. Dark ride in Disney are those like Pinocchio and Sleeping Beauty and stuff like that, where you're in the dark and you're going through the ride in a cart. So it's a dark ride. So it's half of a dark ride and half of a, I would say, roller coaster, kind of, because the first half of the ride tells the first half of Cars, the movie, which he's out in the middle of nowhere and he's meeting all these characters out in the middle of the night, whatever. And then the second half, you get paired next to another car full of riders, and you just race them down the course, and that's pretty fun. I saw The World of Color for the first time. I posted that video on the channel if you want to take a look at it. I mean, it is 20-something minutes long, so you can watch it if you want. I'm not gonna expect most people to want to watch that, but it is pretty cool what they do. I also rode Pirates of the Caribbean last night for the first time on this trip. I love that ride, and I think they added some extra stuff. I think there's like an octopus on a rock before you get to the dueling ships, which I don't think I've ever seen before. I know that they changed one of the pirates to, instead of her being a bride to be sold, she is now like a pirate queen, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's different, so it's whatever. I know Walt said that he wanted to keep the park changing, so it's changing. I have no opinion on it. Today, I got myself a churro sundae. It was a caramel sundae with 2 churros, or a half of churros sticking out of each side, like think of it like rabbit ears, and it was a cookie dough ice cream, and that thing was delicious. What else? After that, I rode to the Haunted Mansion. What else? The Millennium Falcon a couple of times. I went on Peter Pan, and I hate Peter Pan. I hate that ride, not because it's a bad ride, because it's probably the best. Well, it is the best dark ride that they have at the park. What I hate about it is that it's always like a 45-minute to an hour wait, and the ride lasts 3 minutes. So if you're gonna do it once, I mean, I don't think you're gonna want to like hop back in line for Peter Pan. But it was a fun ride. I like going on it, but oh man, that wait. The only reason why I hopped in line is because it looked like the line was half as long as it normally is. It still kept, the sign kept on, it was still saying 45-minute wait, but I'm like, no, that's not a 45-minute wait. So I managed to hop into it before people realized how short the line was. And then I went on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. I don't know. I feel like I need to hit all the dark rides at least once when I'm down on vacation. Still need to hit Alice in Wonderland. I think that's my favorite. That is my favorite dark ride. I haven't hit that yet. What other rides have I not been on? I haven't been on Small World. I want to hit that. I want to do that before I go. Wouldn't mind going on Space Mountain again. I think I went twice. Yeah, I went once or twice. Star Tours wouldn't be bad, but Jungle Cruise maybe? I don't know. But I know that tomorrow California Adventure is the only open, so if I do manage to hit any of those rides in Disneyland Park, it's going to have to be on my last day. My plane leaves here around like 3 o'clock or so, and hotel checkout's at 11, so I've got basically like 11 to, or as early as I want to that day, not necessarily 11, but I've got like like 8 to 2 I can spend just at the park, so it's like a half day. What else? California Adventure. Well, we'll get there tomorrow. I haven't ridden the roller coaster yet. The Incredicoaster, I guess is that. Well, that's where they're calling it. Also, the Little Mermaid ride. I haven't ridden on that one yet. I haven't been to California Adventure in like 15 years. Oh, will the hotel hold your luggage while you go to the parks? I think if I were to like check in and I wasn't ready to check in, I think that since I'm checking out, I don't think that they would, but that's not that big of a deal because I have everything in a backpack anyway, so it would just be like having another backpack with me at the park. So I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. Yeah, the Incredicoaster, I've seen video about what they've done to put in the Incredibles characters in it, and I haven't ridden it since then, but it looks interesting. I mean, it's a roller coaster, so I'll be definitely riding that one tomorrow. They have that Ferris wheel where they have those, oh, I don't know how to describe it, but you know, like a normal Ferris wheel, and then they have cars on the inside of the wheel. Now I'm not describing this greatly. I'd have to show video, but it's basically one of the Ferris wheel cars, but it's on a rail like a roller coaster, and it swings back and forth while the while the Ferris wheel goes around. I'm not describing it clearly, but it's it'll make you poop if you ride that thing. I'll probably ride that because I wouldn't mind. It's whatever. I feel I don't have a fear of heights. I have a fear of falling. What is that called? Oh, it's like a Mickey Mouse swinging silly. Hang on. It's a Pixar Pal Around. They have a swinging and a non-swinging, but I mean, you can figure out which one's which. Yeah, but Pixar Pal Around. I feel safe in something like that because Disney, even though that there have been like a handful of deaths in either park in the past, ever since it's been around, like they're pretty good with safety. Anyway, I haven't checked out Downtown Disney yet either. Oh yeah, I did. I went to yesterday. I did both parks, a little bit of both. But today I went to just Disneyland by itself, just because. Oh, a Skyliner crashed? What? Hang on. Huh, a Skyliner just crashed in Walt Disney World? Didn't they just open that? Oh, I had no idea. Were there fatalities or well, I guess like did just the cart fall or did like a line snap where multiple carts fell? Oh, 6 days ago. Oh, no injuries. Well, that's good. I mean, yeah. Well, they used to have a Skytram here at Disneyland, but they took it down in like the early 90s. People got stuck for hours and had to be evacuated. The one ride to be stuck for hours on would just be a Skytram, not like Haunted Mansion or something. Like I would love to be like walked off the Haunted Mansion. Well, that's good that everyone made it out okay. Oh, what I was saying is that I did both parks yesterday, and I did just only Disneyland today, just because Disneyland is closed tomorrow. I guess they're having a party or something. I don't know. Well, the park is unavailable, and only California Adventure is going to be open, so I'm going to do that. And hopefully, where it's a Monday, it won't be busy, and hopefully that since only one park is going to be open, that a lot of people won't show up, but who knows? Knowing me, it'll be super busy, whatever. Oh, you missed the beginning of the show, didn't you? Or show. Yeah, this is a show. Hang on. You got a different color. Wow, wow, wow. Ugh. Anyway. Well, as I was saying earlier, when I got my lightsaber, they let you pick out of any color, whatever. But then if you wanted a different color, you'd have to buy the crystals to change them to that color. And when I went Thursday, when I got my lightsaber, they said, "Oh, we're out of green, red, and blue. They have white, yellow, and purple." And it's like no one wants white, purple, and yellow. I'm like, oh great. I hope that they get them back in stock before I leave. And they did today, so I was happy about that. I don't know. I think that's about it. I need to find some gifts for people. I'm pretty sure I know what I'm getting Mom, but people, ugh. I could just get him cash. It makes it a little bit easier. Yeah, the black crystals are hard to get. They're about 1 in 50 of the red ones. You get a random black one. It doesn't turn your lightsaber black, but the crystal's black, and it sounds different. Each of the crystals sound like a corresponding lightsaber. Like one will sound like for the red ones, one will sound like Darth Vader, one will sound like Kylo Ren's lightsaber, one will sound like Darth Maul. But the black one, I can't remember whose the black one sounds like. I know the Emperor had a lightsaber back in the Clone Wars, but I don't know about that. But they have to keep the crystals behind the counter because someone realized that here's the container that they come in. If you have the crystal in here and you shine a light through the back with your cell phone, then you can tell what color it is. And then they started putting this black paper in them, and they still kept them behind the counter, which I thought was kind of funny, but whatever. Yeah, Disney's good with quality. The thing is hefty too. It's probably a good, just the handle is probably a good 3 pounds, but it was $200, so it better be good quality. Anyway, I'm gonna wind down. Did I make any more videos today? I recorded something. I think I recorded something. No, it was the pirate ride last night. That's what it was. I recorded that. I recorded some of the dark rides, but you couldn't see anything in them, so I'm not gonna upload those. Oh, yeah, I'm exhausted, all right. Just like, I've never thought that I would go to a theme park where I'm like, oh good, there's a line, time to rest. It's always been like, oh, go to this one, oh, we got to go over here, get the fast pass for this, guys. You know, it's never been like, oh, I never felt so pathetic. Oh well. But yeah, I've got my food here. Don't worry, it's nothing that needs to be warm to eat. Got my food. I'm gonna go to sleep, wake up, and do it one more day. Oh boy. Well, thanks, Kristen, for coming in. For anyone else that stuck around this long, thank you. I'll be posting some more stuff on the channel tomorrow. Probably me showing rides. Oh, enjoy while you can. Actually, oh, where's my wallet? Hang on. Oh, I left it in the bathroom. All right. Well, you said to enjoy it while I can. Today, I actually became an annual pass holder. So I've got a couple more times to come down in the next year to get my money's worth out of it. But the way I figure is that this trip will be super expensive. Oh, thanks. It's my reasoning behind it is because I like coming down here, and I only come down here like once every few years, every 2 or 3 years. I want to come down more. Um, oh, you've never even held an annual pass? Well, I felt weird today by going to different shops and being like, "Oh, you have the annual pass discount, don't you? Ooh, 10%." Um, but my reasoning behind it is that this trip is going to be expensive. But the next trip I come on, I live in Utah, which the round trip airplane ticket was less than 150 bucks. Room was about $80 a night. I mean, I am coming on a weekend, so that tips the scales a little bit. But let's just say if I wanted to come down for 3 nights, I can do that on $400, and that's with like food. Maybe not, because I do need to get Uber occasionally. But it'll make each additional trip like that much cheaper. So I've got a year to plan out a couple more Disney vacations. I am planning on coming back in December, again in March for my birthday, and then I don't know. But it makes it easier to make a decision by saying, "Oh, let's go to Disneyland." Yeah, I can go down there for cheap, or cheaper. So anyway, I've ran out of things to talk about, and where that's probably the main part of my channel is me talking. I'm gonna go. I'm tired. I got another day, full day, California Adventure, and then a half a day, a quarter day Disneyland, and then I'm back home. Anyway, I'm gonna head on out. Thanks again for showing up, and I'll see you guys later. Later, guys. Oh, hey. Well, thanks for subbing, Kristen. Glad to have you. Yeah, have a good night.